All right, back out on trail. Today, I am in an area of Minnesota with my niece behind me right there. I'm in an area of Minnesota that is called the Lost 40. This is a 40-acre patch of land that was lost to the loggers. It was mismapped, and they kind of just skipped over this area when they were doing all the logging about 100 years ago. So all the trees in this area are just massive. You've got some 300-400-year-old trees in this area, and nothing's ever been touched out here, so it's just beautiful. And we've been seeing lots of, oh, there's some more mushrooms. We've been seeing lots of mushrooms, lots of berries, a lot of cool stuff on the trail today, aside from the flies and the mosquitoes. It is extremely buggy out today. Our plans actually were to camp at a campsite that's about 5 minutes from the Lost 40 here, but there's people at that campsite, and it's a backcountry campsite, so there's nothing else around. So we're gonna start heading home. I know of 2 or 3 sites on the way home that we're gonna check out. But if those sites are buggy, is what it is out here today, we might just call it for a day trip and explore the forest, spend a day exploring the forest, because the bugs are pretty thick out here, where it's not actually fun when the bugs are this thick and the flies are biting and flying and buzzing and trying to get into every orifice into your body. So I will continue filming this trail, and then we will make a call once we get to the truck if we're camping or not. Berries. There's another giant one right there. All right, we have made it to a campsite that I've brought us to over by the Ben Draper Fire Tower. Fire pit, picnic table, beautiful pines, and a beautiful lake right behind us, right behind me now. So we're still kind of debating if we want to camp. It's still kind of buggy out here to the point where today, I myself, if I was solo, would go home. The bugs are so bad today, and I don't want to do that to my niece and make her stay out and have a miserable time with bugs and flies. So we're gonna hang out here by the lake for a little bit, hang out and see what it's like, and then make our executive decision shortly. We have made the executive decision to go home. Like I said, if I was out here solo, I would go home. The flies are way more of a nuisance than they ever have been for me. And I'm not going to do that to her. This is her first camping trip solo backcountry. It would have been, so I'm not going to make her just deal with flies. And they're driving her nuts. I can tell they're driving me nuts. So, like I said, we're going to take off. We've spent the entire day. It's like 5 o'clock right now. We spent the entire day out just exploring woods, going to campsites, checking out the Lost 40. So we've had a fun day, but we're going to head home. We even went to Remer and checked out the Bigfoot museum, or the Bigfoot gas station, or whatever you want to call it. They had Bigfoot gifts. They had a lot of cool stuff in there. They actually had Bigfoot footprints from here in Remer. I'll show the picture now, or the video now of it, but it was definitely a cool place to go to check out. Like I said, we're going home, but it was still a fun day. Catch me on the next one.